everybody, Tammy Cox here, Color Ambassador for z.one Concept North America, and I'm here today to share with you our brand new Smoothies Pastel Shades. We're really excited about this. We've released a brand new emulsion too to go along with these shades, and there are 6 beautiful pastel shades, all intermixable and really great for your creativity. With our pastel shades, we have this really great shade guide, and I love it because it comes flat folded, but you can actually create this really cool display for your clients to see in the salon. So you could fold it up, there's a little tab to make it into this triangular shape, and it's just a really great way for you to introduce these new tones to your clientele. So as you can see here, we have all 6 of the shades: raspberry, peach, icy blue, lavender, orchid, and pink grapefruit. Today, we're going to share a little bit of a technique on a mannequin with you, and I've chosen 3 of the shades in a really cool color placement. I've chosen raspberry, icy blue, as well as orchid. So you get to see that in just a little bit. These pastel shades are designed to be used on pre-lightened hair, ideal for levels 9 and 10, depending on which tone that you're using, and you want to mix them with the light activating emulsion. So those of you who are already familiar with Smoothies know that we have 2 other activating emulsions. The light activating emulsion is a 3.5 volume. So what does this mean for you using it behind the chair? This means maximum deposit with absolutely 0 lift. There is no shift to the natural strand whatsoever. So as a colorist behind the chair, this is absolutely a game-changing tool, because if you've got some highlighted hair that you wish to put pastel tones on and there's a little bit of natural left, now you avoid shifting that base at all. So 3.5 volume, and you're gonna mix this 1 part color to 1.5 parts light activating emulsion. Before we get started on the technique, I do want to introduce to you a concept of using the pastels with some of the existing Smoothies shades. Within the Smoothies range, we have a couple of shades that are really going to help pastelize the pastel tones even more, and those are the pearl and the powder. And what I'll do for you is I'll actually show you a finished mannequin that has the pastel tones at full strength, as well as the technique, and another section that has them softened out even more. Before we begin our color application on our client, we advise to prepare the client. I'm going to use the Powerful Protector from our Color Specifics range. And Color Specifics is truly a gift to you as a stylist from z.one Concept. And it's a collection of products designed to go on your back bar to make your guest's color experience a lot better and to make your color results a lot better as well. So with the Powerful Protector, simply take a little bit on the back of your hand, and we use a finger and just apply to the hairline. Now, the best part about this product, aside from its ability to prevent staining, is that if the product gets onto the hair, it does not interfere with the processing or the coverage. And that's true even for your gray coverage clients. Okay. With this technique, I'm going to be working in horizontal sections. And what I'm going to do is take a small slice, about 1/4 inch deep. Now this could change based on the density of the hair. I'm going to drop that down. Clip the rest out of the way. And then remember, with the pastels, we're working on pre-lightened hair. So the most important thing is to equalize the porosity. So I'll be using our Color Specifics Pro Color Equalizer. This is an amazing product to spray onto any kind of lengthy, porous, or pre-lightened hair prior to the color application to even the porosity, so your results are a lot more even. So spray just a little bit. I recommend going section by section, that way it maintains its dampness. I'm going to be using my Milkshake color board, and that's just going to make my color application a little bit easier. And I'm going to start with our orchid shade. I'm gonna make this the base of the color. And what's really great about these shades is they actually look in the bowl similar to how they're going to look on the hair. So it's another really visual experience, which is of course the Smoothies way. So I'll start in here at my base, tap my color on. Okay, get it all the way to the scalp. And I'm gonna be working in more horizontal sections, but when I come to the end of my section, I'm gonna flick my brush out a little bit. And what that's gonna do is variegate that line so it's not such a hard, straight, horizontal line. So that is the orchid. Then I'm going to go in with my raspberry. I'm gonna start right at that same line. Using the same technique. So if you notice, I press the color, I move it down, and I flick the brush out, almost pulling it towards me, so you see how the line is nice and soft. Moving into our third color, which is the icy blue, and that's gonna be in the middle of the strand. Same technique, apply the color, lift off to variegate that line. I'll go back to my raspberry. And end where we began with orchid. I am going to use a z.one Concept soft stripe, these right here, as a barrier on the skin and to separate the sections. And I like these because you can see through them and it gives you a really great visual of the color while it's processing. And if you're changing the color placement in between your sections, you can see through to the section before so that you know where to place your next color. Okay, section number 2. Take another 1/4 inch slice. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, with the particular way that this application goes, with the shades, how are they gonna stay separated from each other? Aren't they going to blur together at those lines and create some interesting or unique shades that maybe we didn't intend? And the answer is no. And that is because of an amazing product that we have that's also in the color specifics range, called Color Split. Color Split is added into each of the color formulas, and what it does is it forms a barrier so that the colors don't bleed together or intermix. So it allows you to create dimensional color either along the strand or in back-to-back panels without the colors blending together. So I've taken my second section, I've sprayed it with the Pro Color Equalizer, I'm coming in with my board again, and the reason I like to use this board is because then I don't get my gloves so messy. It's a lot easier and more stable to paint on. It's almost like an easel all on its own. So we'll start again with the orchid. And if you notice, I take the color on the flat side of the brush, and that allows me to place the color on the hair. A lot of times if we use the very ends of the brush, we push the color off the hair, which we wish to color. Tap that color on. Lifting off. Come in with my second tone again, which is my raspberry. Start right at that line. Flick the color, flick the brush off. Coming in with the third shade, Icy Blue. Going back to my raspberry. And finishing, of course, again with my orchid. The really great thing about the Color Split too is when you're working with a color board like this, and you pull the strand down, it still doesn't allow those colors to mix together. If you see, they're still very separated. The whole idea behind this technique, when I was thinking about it, was to create a unicorn bomb pop. So these shades are fantastic to create those unicorn bomb pop looks. Okay. Take this section, drop it down. Again, I'm keeping it fine for the saturation. You can always change that for the density of your client's hair. Spray it with the Pearl Color Equalizer. Place my color board again. Start with my orchid, and I'm going to continue this same pattern all the way up this quadrant. And again, it's getting that flick of the wrist when you pull up, so the line isn't too strong horizontal, so it's a little bit variegated. Raspberry, now we'll take our icy blue. Back to our raspberry. And finally, into our orchid. Place another color stripe. And we'll continue all the way up this section throughout, or all the way up this quadrant, sectioning in the same way and applying in the same way. So you're always making a sandwich between your icy blue, your raspberry, and then your orchid on the outside. So stay tuned, we'll come back in a little bit and we'll show you the results. Hey everybody, welcome back, and I'm so excited. Get ready for the reveal of this unicorn bomb pop hair. Ta-da! Let me move this forward. Okay, so here you can see in this first quadrant we did, this is the final result of the technique. Again, where we took small slices and started with the orchid formulation, painted into our raspberry, then into our icy blue, back to raspberry, and then again with orchid. And what I did for you was something special. Turn this mannequin a little bit. Turn the mannequin some. In the front here, we pastelized the pastels even more. So we followed in the same application pattern, but we mixed each shade 50%, half and half, with some of the special tones in Smoothies. So both the orchid and the raspberry were mixed equal parts with our powder shade from Smoothies, and then the icy blue was mixed equal parts with the pearl tone. You can see it gives a softer appearance, and it makes the pastels even more pastel. Spin my girl around here, and here we have all 6 pastel shades in their full strength. So we start with the raspberry, peach, icy blue, lavender, orchid, and we end with the pink grapefruit. These tones are so much fun to play with. I'm so happy to share these with you and give you a little bit of inspiration and some more creative uses. Again, these are part of the Smoothies collection, and we're so happy to bring them to you. For more inspiration, you can head over to our Milkshake Instagram, which is Milkshake USA, and also Milkshake Hair Color, which is dedicated completely to hair color formulations, as well as my own Instagram, which is Color Me Tammy. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and happy coloring.